Hi, welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. This is a reaction video of the third episode of Season 2 of Babylon 5 called The Geometry of Shadows. Last time we saw G'Kar return to the station with warnings about an ancient race that's returned to threaten them all. After a visit from his sister, John Sheridan seemed to come to terms with the death of his wife 2 years previously. Delenn fully emerged from her cocoon, looking part Minbari and part human. Garibaldi came out of his coma, and thanks to Talia Winters, remembered who'd shot him in the back. The shooter was arrested and interrogated, but when the Earth President demanded his return to Earth, the attacker was shipped off, but his ship disappeared, along with all the evidence related to the assassination of the previous president. So let's see what happens in this episode. I'm going to put any relevant trivia that I find over here, and at the end of the reaction I'll be discussing what happened and my thoughts about it. And I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1. So that's his scar from the shooting.
Does it hurt when I do that?
No, it's fine. I don't.
Looks like it does. A lot.
Ow! Hey!
I don't like it when my patients lie to me. I cannot fill out an honest physical evaluation without your cooperation.
Right. She's trying to return to work.
I got shot in the back by my own guy. What the hell kind of a security chief am I supposed to be if I can't see something like that?
That's a good point. So he's doubting his own abilities.
I just don't know if I'm any damn use to anybody anymore.
That's hard. Especially in his role as the chief of security. That's not good that he doubts himself or his abilities.
Spy probe sent in later confirmed that the entire non-outpost had been wiped out. I would be very interested to know how you did that.
Not going to give away his secrets.
I'm sure that you won't.
It's not like he fully knows, to be honest.
Even the nuns don't suspect it was us.
I really don't understand why the Narns, even if they don't know it was the Centauri, they would surely be, if they don't know who else did it, they would be blaming them anyway, just because of their hate for them. At the very least, they would just be shouting and saying it was them, even if they don't know. But they would be the first people I would think did it. And to be fair, they are the ones, Londo is the one who orchestrated it. That's perhaps too big a word for what he did, but kicked it off at least. So it is actually their fault. They didn't actually do the assault, but it is them who did it. So I don't understand that.
The Emperor is old, sick, and frightened. When the time comes, my associates and I intend to fill that vacuum. Can we count on your support?
Overthrowing the Emperor.
What you're asking could be considered treason.
Yeah.
Or the first step in restoring our people to their rightful place in the galaxy.
Which is what Londo wanted.
I think that we have a great deal of work ahead of us.
Gang war. You got greens and purples.
Security of Station House. Give another Drazi fight to Bazaar.
I didn't quite catch that. Did you say there's another Drazi fight? So Londo's kind of going down a bit of a rabbit hole, isn't he? So yes, he's organised the attack on the that Narn base. He's admitted to his people that he did it, to the government that he did it, which has given him lots of brownie points. Now he's got people approaching him about overthrowing the government and using his forces to do that as well. That's why they really want him, for his power back in. But Londo seems to be going along with it. So it's not great. He's definitely on a slippery slope now, and he's fully involved in it all. I mean, he is talking about treason.
Great maker. What? A technomage. They use science to achieve the effect of magic. To see more than one at a time is considered a very bad omen.
So they use technology to create the illusion of magic, basically. So that's obviously a spin-off, if I can remember the old saying. I can't remember who said it. I'll have information here about it. But to any... I can't remember it. It's to do with basically to a lesser advanced species, any advanced technology would look like magic. I can't remember the exact phrasing, but it's there. That being is obviously a spin-off from that phrase, which is quite cool. Oh, and everyone knows who he is. They're all looking.
3. This is definitely not good.
How long has this fighting been going on?
It's been building for the last couple of weeks.
So there are multiple fights.
Whichever side wins the most victories becomes a dominant group for the next 5 years.
That's a hell of an election. And unfortunately, I'm watching this the day after the scenes at Congress in America with the fight in there. So that's actually really bad timing. But yeah, it's basically two parties fight it out, and whoever wins becomes the dominant force for that 5 years. Interesting way of doing it.
Besides, added responsibility comes with any promotion.
Promotion to commander.
Don't you think, Commander?
That's interesting, because obviously Sinclair was a commander. She was a lieutenant commander under him. So could she have ever been promoted when Sinclair was a commander? Because they would have been the same rank. I suppose she could have been promoted and moved on. And she could have been promoted and stayed there until she'd moved on and still been his second in command. But obviously Sheridan is a captain, so she's been promoted up a level and she's still pretty much the same position that she was in, but obviously with higher rank, more responsibility as he's just given her. Yeah, that's interesting.
Now your first job will be to find a peaceful solution to the Drazi problem.
Yeah, he promoted to get rid of some of his workload, I should think. Yeah, but she's realised it. With great power comes with great responsibility, or with other way around in this case. They're using technology to do things like that. There's more than 3.
Do you believe in fate?
I don't.
Before our first emperor took the throne of the Centauri Republic, he consulted 3 technomages.
Well timed.
Now I will consult them. It will have considerable influence back home.
As long as they say the right thing.
Yeah, come on.
I've always been interested how those guns work, because they fire. I don't actually know what they fire. You always see like a flash. I don't think it's an actual bullet or a solid object, but I don't know what it is. But that he's putting in, I think, is what holds. It's like it's an ammo clip basically. So whatever it does fire is in that, and then they take it out, put another one in to reload. But I don't know how many it holds, what it fires, or anything. I think I always thought it was like an electric charge, some sort of stun of some kind, but I really don't know. They're well-made guns, though. See, it all fits in quite nicely.
Captain.
Ooh. And I've only just come to the realisation, was he thinking about committing suicide? Was that why he was holding the gun and playing with it like that? Ooh, that's a bit dark. I don't know if I'm right, but with what he said earlier and what he was doing then...
Decided the mountain should visit
Mohammed.
after all. Don't know if I'm ready to come back, or...
Want to.
Or if you want me to come back.
Or if you want me to.
The universe doesn't give you any points for doing things that are easy.
He's realised, yeah, he was thinking it.
Your record is... colorful.
Good way of putting it.
Everything I've heard suggests that you know this station better than anyone else. I would be foolish to throw away a valuable resource I'll hold your job open as long as I can.
That's a good way of handling it.
Now, you can start by helping me to understand the precise nature of the conflict between the two sides that you've set up.
Green. Purple.
It's literally just the colour.
Yes, but who gets to wear the purple sash and who gets to wear the green sash? I mean, is it based on income or caste or rank? Or...
We put green and purple in great barrel,
Random.
equal to numbers of Drazi. Then we reach in.
Well, then how do you choose the leader for either side?
One purple and one green carries mark of leadership.
Random. That's a rubbish way of doing it.
Is it if I take this purple sash and put it onto him? Is this one thing alone?
Yep. That was a really undiplomatic thing to do.
I am Veer Kato, diplomatic attaché to Ambassador Londo Malari of the Centauri Republic. I am told by the people running that way that this is where I could find the techno-mages.
People running that way.
And I need to speak to someone who is in charge.
It's been quite,
Obviously, it would be at your earliest convenience.
okay. I was going to say, he's been quite positive about it, and then... So they use technology to look like magic, so it's going to be some sort of hologram. He's not running.
Program. You don't frighten easily.
He does.
I work for Ambassador Malari. My employer requests an audience.
I'm sorry.
Could I at least get a name?
Elric, do not try the patience of wizards, for they are subtle and quick to anger.
Your foot is broken in 3 places.
Oh.
You will have to wear a cast.
I wonder if she hurt herself in real life and she had to wear a cast, and this is their way of explaining it. I can't think of, well, obviously you might see something in a bit, but at the moment I can't think of a storyline that would need her to have a cast on, because she could still have had the accident, that fall, and he could have healed it. She could just be using a stick or something just for a day or so, but to actually wear a full-on cast, it's making me think something's happened to her. I'll try and find out, and I'll put information here. I'll say either way.
We learn by doing. And in the process, you're going to fall on your face a few times. I
Literally.
didn't think you'd take it quite that literally. You got pretty banged up there. If you want to give it a day or two...
No. I started this, and by God, I'm going to finish it. Maybe find a non-violent way to structure the conflict so that nobody gets hurt.
Boxing ring.
Well, don't you want to be there?
I have absolute trust in your abilities, Commander.
Well, that's a hell of a thing to tell someone.
Well, yeah, but it is also a hell of a thing to tell someone that he does have full trust in her, and he has to, for her to be his second in command. I think I've said it before. He has to have full trust in her that she will do the right thing and be there and support him.
Londo, they're going away. Money doesn't matter to them. Power doesn't matter to them.
Money and power always matter.
Not to them.
Money matters to me. Don't think power does.
Seriously, Chief. When are you coming back? Everybody misses you. Look, just, it ain't been the same without you.
It's been quieter. So I wonder who's in charge now then. Because they've obviously arrested the others, the second in command, for shooting his boss in the back. I don't know who was third in command. Yeah, obviously we haven't seen, because I would assume whoever that person is would be having meetings with Sheridan and Ivanova, or Ivanova now. So obviously we haven't seen those meetings perhaps, but it'd be nice to have some sort of visibility of the chain of command and who's in charge now.
With so many here at one time, and you being new to Babylon 5,
You're using him.
I could be of some small assistance in averting trouble.
They're definitely emigrating, but won't say where. Earth wants more information before letting them go, so this is as good an opportunity as any.
Before letting them go, does he mean that in the casual sense, as in before they head off, or does he mean that he's detaining them until he finds out, and he won't let them go until he knows? I hope it's the former. because that's quite wrong if he's keeping them, or he won't let them go until he finds out information. That's a against their civil liberties, I should think. That's bad.
I'm pleased, Captain, that our first discussions have gone so smoothly.
Commander,
He knows he's been used.
the Green's up the ante. They've started killing purples, not just hurting them.
Have the local Drazi heard about this yet?
I don't know.
Oh. God, blimey. I mean, that's genocide. Killing, you've got two halves of a race, and they treat themselves completely differently, and the one half is killing off the other half. That's genocide. That's certainly up in the ante a bit.
You refuse to tell Earth Central where you're going?
We have a right to go where
Yeah.
we wish, when we wish,
We do.
with as many as we wish.
He was detaining them. That's not good.
Is this the one who brought us to your attention?
Only after I'd heard about your situation at my security briefing.
So he did have a security briefing with someone.
Been seeking an audience with me ever since I arrived.
Absolutely not.
My name is Veer Koto.
Busted.
Holding a conversation. A very low thing to do.
Yes, it is.
Risky business. Condemning my recording device while using one of your own.
I think you should leave, Ambassador, before I decide to report your attempt to bug my office.
Yeah, it's not good bugging in the first place, but bugging the commander's or captain's office.
We will launch ourselves into the stars. I know you have your orders, Captain. Detain us if you wish. But I cannot tell you where we're going.
They might not know where they're going. Just heading out there. I'm surprised she's gone there on her own, not with some kind of security or some sort of backup.
I have solution to our problem.
Go on.
You tell Purple Drazi to gather in Brown 29.
Lure them.
All right, then what?
Then,
Kill
when
them.
all Purple Drazi in one place, open hatch to space.
Oh my god!
Green Drazi win. You win. Everybody.
Except for the purple?
But the cold-blooded slaughter of almost 2,000 Drazi.
Okay. 2,000. Interesting. So if we're talking like 50-50, obviously we've got about 4,000 Drazi on the station. And the station can have a population of about, what was it, maximum of 250,000, I think. Interesting. See that sort of percentage of the races.
We already sent word to Purple to come. Use your name.
Oh.
You will stay here until we are done.
I don't think she quite said the word security, and I don't know how their communicators work. So I'm assuming she didn't get enough out. I can't say it. For a connection to have been made. So even though she didn't say anything, security would have known something was wrong. But even if they can't find her at the moment, they can home in on the communicator. So as long as they keep it around her, or keep it local at least, they'll be able to find her at some stage. Whether it's enough to stop them or not doesn't matter.
We've got an uplink from Commander Ivanova. We've got to clear out Brown 29 for some big Drazi meeting.
Wait, Lou, you say you got an uplink, not a personal message?
Yeah, but we checked the ID and the data flow. It came from her link.
It doesn't sound like enough protocol to carry out that order.
Well, how do you do, sir? I'm looking for the lady of the house, assuming you're not the lady of the house. But trust me, okay? Now, matter of fact, if there's anybody in here who needs a little help, just say the word and I'm here.
He didn't go with his weapon, which might be an interesting psychological thing. It might be he didn't take it because he still, at that point, doesn't consider himself worthy of it, basically, as a security officer. I would think now that that's going to have changed, because obviously he saw something was wrong, he acted on it, he solved it, he saved her. That's going to help boost his confidence. But yeah, I wonder if it was like a psychological thing that he didn't take his weapon for that reason, or it's no time. He just went there and left it in his quarters.
Look, a holodemon has possessed my data system.
Holodemon. As ironically, I get one.
Turns out this stupid contest of yours lasts just one cycle. A drowsy week is 6 Earth days, so in 4 days.
Right. Oh.
What's so funny?
Cycle is Drowsy here. Can you keep Purple Drowsy prisoner that long?
I mean, you're fighting and dying over a stupid piece of cloth. Look, there's nothing special about it.
Is it as simple as that? She's now leader.
Who takes green is green, follows green leader.
Because I'm holding this right now, I'm green leader.
She's the leader of half a planet.
I'm sure there'll be some dye hanging around. Those of you not spending the next 2 months in the brig for assaulting an Earth Alliance officer are going to look absolutely gorgeous in purple.
She's going to make them all purple. Also, why is the leader of the Greens on Babylon 5? You would assume he'd be on the planet, or sorry, they. I don't know what gender they are, but you'd assume that they would be on the planet, especially at this time when the election is coming up. That seems a bit weird. I am assuming there is one leader, unless they do it localized. So maybe on the continents or whatever, in on the planet they have different leaders, green and purple leaders. So Babylon 5 they do the same thing. They might all just pick a colour wherever they are and fight it out. Could be how it's done. It's not been fully explained, so.
I apologize!
And there we go.
Goodbye!
That little going away present.
Hey, in the 2 years you've been here, you've never been more than 2 inches away from your link. Knowing that helps save your butt.
True.
When somebody tells me we get a message from Ivanova, I don't believe it until I get it from her.
You're perfect for the job. Paranoid and compulsive.
That's true. That is what you need from a head of security. You need someone who does know the ins and outs of the entire station, knows people and knows what they would normally do. So if things differ, they look into it, and yeah, that makes sense.
Does this torment end when you leave? Or am I going to have to spend the rest of my life paying for one little mistake?
Well, those are two
Afraid you're
different
going to have to
questions.
spend the rest of your life paying for your mistakes. Believe it was an endorsement you wanted. The sounds of billions of people calling your name.
My followers?
Your victims.
Wow. You could see in Londo's face, he took that on board. I mean, he's already got, what was it, 10,000 Narn soldiers were at the base that was destroyed, and on top of the other Narns that were there. So, yeah, he's on his way.
Requesting permission to leave. What do I tell them?
You can't stop them.
Tell them permission granted.
It was an alright episode. Not blown away by it. I'm really hung up in my head about Sheridan. He pretty much was on the verge of detaining them, holding them for no reason, just because Earth wanted to know where they were going. That's really bad, and that is what he was doing. He didn't quite go as far as doing it, but it was implied at the end that when they were asking for permission to depart, he could have said permission denied, and he could have held them. But he sort of said, he looked. They did it in a good way, that he was letting them go. But I don't know. I don't like that. That wasn't good. Yeah, so it's interesting. We're now seeing a bit more of the dark side of Londo. So he's now involved in a plot against the Emperor. The Technomage says that he could see that, was it 2.4 billion victims? That's a large number. So yeah, like I said at the beginning of the episode, it's kind of like his spiral down. Good to see Ivanova promoted. So you don't see that very often in the shows like Star Trek, Babylon 5, because usually when someone's promoted, they would move on somewhere, and obviously you don't want that in the show. You want to keep the characters in the show. Ensign Kim, for instance, who's been an ensign for like 50 years, because he can never be promoted because there's nowhere for him to go. That's a bit of a running joke in the show and amongst the fans, I think. There were occasional ones, like Commander Cisco was promoted to a captain, and obviously Ivanova was promoted to commander. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, so let me know what you thought about this one in the comments below, and shall see you for the next episode. Be seeing you.